You're all welcome. We are live now. Uh, the first thing we are doing this morning is to do a recap of what we learned yesterday. But before we start that, we'll just want to greet ourselves, and we want to greet everyone that came in here early. So I will unmute us now. Abdulhamidi, how was your night?
Fine, sir.
Okay, and let's start with you. Can you just give us a brief of some of the things you learned yesterday?
Well, I think we started from the deep talk we gave us yesterday before going to the main topic of yesterday, which was A to Z, writing a compelling and bankable business plan. So we talked about multiple streams of income.
Okay.
Hello, are you with me?
Yes, we are with you.
So you mentioned multiple streams of income. That if you look at these current economic realities, it is imperative for people to start thinking in that direction. Yes. So there's now a kind of paradigm shift, a new normal that, okay, as a teacher, for example, you don't have to depend on your salary anymore. Because even the salary is not forthcoming these days due to the pandemic. So you need to start thinking of another source of income. So under multiple streams, we talked about that. They also talk about the opportunities contained in the SWOT analysis. You mentioned that. Then you also talk about you briefly talk about the documents, the business plan in a very brief way before Mr. Richard took over from you. So Mr. Richard actually talked about the A to Z way of writing a compelling and bankable business plan yesterday, and it was thorough. So in a nutshell, for me, it's imperative and it is motivational and inspirational. So we talked about a lot of things actually. So we talked about the elements of business plan. We talked about how to introduce your business to people, to talk about the products or service you intend to bring to them that can actually solve their problem. Then we also talked about, sharing, communicating the financial plan and projection of the business to them. They also talk about how to.
Okay, so what will be your major takeaway from yesterday's class? What will be
my major takeaway? Before now, I have I have 2 or more business ideas already I want to build up. Of course, I need to come up with my business plans. So yesterday actually gave me that inspiration that I can do it. I should go forward to do that.
Very good. Very
that's
good.
That's just it.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Somebody is using user. You are live already, so you can just talk. How are you doing today? Okay, if you know you have user as your name, I want you to talk now.
Hello.
Yes. How are you doing today?
Thank God. The day is fine. And yesterday was a historic day for me.
Right.
In terms of my ambition of becoming a successful entrepreneur and also a business consultant as well.
Right.
The training yesterday, business plan, it was very detailed, but before the actual training, your presentation also gave us a lot of insight into the kind of world and the situation we find ourselves today.
Right.
So it was very clear all the industries that are hit by COVID. It was not doubtful based on the diagram you showed,
Yeah.
and all other industries that can withstand this current situation is also very clear for us, and it provides a guide as to going forward the kind of plans that we should consider as far as the industries are concerned, and
Yeah.
what kind of opportunities the COVID-19 is bringing on board, even though it's a pandemic, but all is not lost.
Okay.
So, and before any plan can effectively work, you need to, any business can effectively work, you need to have a proper business plan.
Okay.
We went through all the steps involved in creating a bankable business plan. The presentation from Mr. Richard was very elaborative, and already some of us already have been trying in our small way to learn how to present or write a business plan. But we did not, I have personally did not get any direct guide, just like I have yesterday, by just reading through from one script to another, trying to see how best I can get a business plan prepared by myself. But it was not easy. Yesterday, based on the template that was given and the kind of information that is needed in every stage, it was seriously an eye-opener for me. And it will make my work very easy for me going forward from this training as far as business plan creation is concerned.
Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. We really appreciate that. We want a lady to talk this time around. Can we have Oluwakemi? Oluwakemi, you can unmute yourself and talk.
Good morning, Mr. Dayo.
Yes. Good morning. How was your night?
It was fine, thank you.
Okay, that's great. So we want you to share your experience yesterday and your major takeaway from yesterday's presentation.
Yes, actually, I've always wanted to start my own business. But the second thought in my mind is always like, it's not just about starting business. How do you want to make it something sustainable? And that's where the business plan comes in. So with
Yeah.
what we were taught yesterday, so I know that now I can know how to start my business and what are the intricacies I need to do to make sure that things fall in place. So I'm fine. So I believe by the time we finish today, and we'll be better off to do our assignment and other things.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Let's have Favor. Favor's audio is not connected now. Okay, let's look at Mr. Luagbenga. You can unmute yourself and talk.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
And good morning to the rest of my colleagues.
Yes, they are here.
Good morning.
Yeah, the experience of yesterday is sincerely awesome. And actually, writing business plan is not new to me. But the one we discussed yesterday, gave me a kind of insight to some areas that I have not been looking at before. And so the treatment of the Excel of yesterday equally opened my eyes to some other areas, which, I have never experienced before. And I believe that today is going to be a better day because what we learned yesterday as it was an eye opener, today one I believe is going to be a gate opener, because it's going to open us to all the businesses that we can do aside from the business of writing the business plan. And I know that all opportunities, will always be an addition to the one we already have. And I believe, from the experience of yesterday, today is going to be a better day. And I'm hopeful to benefit more from what we are discussing today. When the
Okay.
end we tell the end, we justify the means. And please permit me to add this. I've
Okay.
been hearing of Dayo, Adetiloye, and I've always wanted to have contact, from the experience of all the good things that I've been reading about you. And I see that what I've been reading is not just a fake story, but there is quality in it. God will be with you.
Okay.
Keep on riding, sir. And we are
Thank
with
you
you now.
very much. Really appreciate. Let's have Fola Shade, then we start the class of today. Fola Shade, how are you doing today? Fola Shade, we want to hear from you. Okay, maybe it's not ready. Abdullamidi is still raising his hand up. Can we have you so that we start today's class?
Hello, sir.
Okay, I saw your
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Just an observation, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I think we need to be realistic in, you give an assignment to come up with a business plan
Yes,
due for on or before 18th of this month.
yes,
So I think we need to be realistic in the way that, business plan, writing a business plan requires a lot of work. It's thorough, kind of.
yes.
So to go out for the research and all that, I don't think the time is enough for us to do that. So I want you to give us some tips on how to do a kind of research, quick one, in a way, as per what we need to cook up the business plan.
Okay,
Thank
what
you.
industry do you want to write on? What business do you want to write on? Your own,
So
personally.
at least for the assignment, I'm looking at food production. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I'm looking at
Food
food production.
production. So what would be the products?
Flour,
Okay,
different
what do
kinds of
you
flour, including wheat and all that.
are you selling flour or you want to use flour to produce something?
No, I'm selling flour. Produce flour, they sell to customers.
Okay, you want to produce flour and sell to
Yes,
customers.
yes.
Okay, Mr. Patrick is not activating his audio, so he has not been able to do that. So, Mr. Pounds, please kindly attend to him. Mr. Patrick Osai, he sent a chat on the chat group now. Okay, so are you going to be using cassava to produce the flour, or how do you want to produce your flour?
Cassava inclusive. Another kind of material I can use. Although I've not done my thorough research, but I'm still coming up with the research in terms of reading and kind
Okay,
of.
for the purpose of the assignment, we will encourage you to either pick the business that you would like to do, all right, so that can help you to go and do the research on time, all right. But
Okay.
the major thing we want to do is there is a lot of back and forth in working with you in learning this business plan. So when you
Okay.
do your first draft and you send, we'll
Okay.
quickly point out your attention to those things you need to work more on.
The
Then you
O's.
go and
Okay.
work on it again. Then you
Okay.
send it back again.
Okay.
You understand? But if it takes you a
I'm not
long
listening to you.
time,
I'm not
if
hearing
it takes
anything.
you a long time to put that together,
Okay.
then that means it will take you a long time to do the review, and just keep on going like that. So anything you're able to do within the short period of time that we have given to you, just do
Oh
it
God.
and submit.
And they took kickstart.
Yes.
Yes.
So once you do that, then we'll give you a feedback, a quick feedback. If we discover that your research is not well thorough, we'll guide you on your own specific industry where you can get research. All
Okay.
right. And
Okay.
because it's not general for everybody, there are some people they already know what they want to do, they have experience in it. Like with what you are saying now, you don't have experience
No
in what you
experience.
want to do, and you
Yes.
still have to do a lot of research to learn the industry.
Mm.
So your own research will be, you will spend more time researching compared to somebody that already worked in a food processing company before, maybe have 5 or 10 years experience, already know the machines, already know where to buy the raw materials, already have those information on ground. The way that person will write his own business plan will not be difficult for him to put all those things together in
Lots
words.
of time, yeah, and knowledge.
You understand now? So your own now, you might need to find that kind of person that is already in the industry that you can interview, that you can ask that person to consult for you. So you will
Okay.
just list out the kind of information you need,
You need.
then you
Okay.
send it to the person. The person can help you to
And
put
based on the business plan you gave format you gave us yesterday.
yes. So
Okay.
the person can help you to put those things together and say, these are the list of the machines you are expecting. These are the kind of raw materials, and these are the places you can get it. And the person can charge you for that too. You understand
Okay.
now? And that's the reason why we said yesterday that if you need to pay for research, you can pay for it because you need to,
Yes.
your business plan has to be realistic. It has to be what the market, you are going into the market, so you don't have to deceive yourself. You understand now? You have to
Yes.
work with realities of what we have on ground. So that's what we'll do. So today we will be starting right away for today's section. But generally, what I will contribute for all the things that people have said before, as far as writing business plan is concerned, is about the doing. When you write the first one, you write the second one, you write the third one, you write the fourth one, and they are for different industry. Let's say agriculture now. You write for poultry separate, you write for piggery separate, you write for fish farming separate. By the time you are doing the fourth one, you already have some skills that you can tell people that I know how to write a business plan. So it's more of how you are able to exert yourself, how you are able to put the necessary work. It's not just reading about it, it's about, it's more of you doing it, writing it. It is writing business plan. It is not studying business plan. It is writing of it. So the more you write, the more you become professional, especially for some of us that are consultants and you want to be writing for people. You need to do a lot of writing. For some of us here, you just want it to, you want to write it for your own business, and that's what interests you in learning the skill. It's also part of it. But most importantly is that to become a professional, you have to write. It's just like you want to drive a car. If you go to read 10 textbooks on how to drive a car, in as much as you are not behind the steering, you cannot say to yourself that you know how to drive a car. All what you are just doing is theory. You need to do the practical. So the practical of the business plan is in the writing, and that's what I will emphasize this morning. So today we will be looking at two major topics that are very important, and I want us to open our mind today. You see, what we are sharing with us, it will be a whole lot of opportunities, a whole lot of information. There are some of them that are for you. There are some of them that are for your children. There are some of them that are for youths within your community. There are some of them that you will use personally to make money. from writing business plan. So I want you to have an open mind, and the class is also not going to be one-way traffic. There are people here that they have experience. There are people here that they even know this thing more than we do. All right, so we'll be tapping into your years of experience in contributing to the topics of discussions today. Some of us here have won grants before. Some of us here have been writing business plan before. You just want to brush up your skills. Some of us here will be getting contracts from government, we have been getting contracts from different places, and we are making money from our consultancy services. So we are open this morning to learn. I myself, I want to learn. All right. So our first trainer is here already this morning in the person of Mr. Richard. Is going to take us through the first section this morning on how to make money from business plan writing skills. We learned the skills yesterday, but today we have to learn how to make money through it. That's the reason why we say talent is not enough. The fact that you have talent, you have a skill, it's not enough. You must know the business side of that skill. You must know the business side of that talent. That is what will make money to come into your pocket. And I have this to say to you that the fact that you are the best in writing of business plan does not mean that you are the best in making money from business plan. They are two different things entirely. And in Nigeria today and across all over the world, we have a lot of talented people, a lot of people that can write, but a lot of them are not making money. Why? Because one, they don't have the knowledge. Two, they don't have the relationship. Relationship will produce a lot of connection for you that will bring you a lot of resources and money into your pocket. But just having the skill alone, without the right knowledge of the business side of it, without the right relationship or making money through it, you will just have the skill and no money to for it. So we welcome on board today Mr. Richard to take us through the section, the first section today. Mr. Richard, over to you.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is my audio clear?
Yes, it's coming up. Just go ahead so that we can access it
clear.
well.
Not very clear, broken sometimes, not too clear.
Okay.
Make it a bit brighter.
Yeah.
Brighter, right? Bright, right? Hello?
What?
Hello?
Brighter, sir.
Yes, just go ahead.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
Let me try to switch my network and we'll see.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't stop me here. Shut up. 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 Shut up.
Mr. Richard. So it will connect back now. So Mr. Richard, you can unmute yourself now so that we can, okay, very good. So that we can focus. So Mr. Richard is trying to take care of his network. So he's going to be live soon. I need to mute everyone so that we can focus. Once he goes live, we ask everyone to chat on the group chat if we can hear him properly. So he's going to go live soon. So once it goes live, then we ask us to confirm that for us. Hello, Mr. Richard. You can unmute yourself now.
What I'm saying is that, is it clear now?
Just continue to talk. Ask them
Okay.
if they are hearing you. They will
Okay.
start on the.
All right. So let's talk. If you are hearing me, just say I hear you. Type on the chat box. I'm viewing the chat so that I can continue. I'm not seeing any message, so I'm not sure everybody is hearing me.
They will drop the message now. Just wait for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So today we'll be discussing how to make money from the skill of writing business plan, like business plan writing skill. So we're discussing how you can harness this skill to make money. And yesterday we learned about business plan writing. We have learned about the basis of writing a compelling business plan. And Mr. Dayo introduced us to the financials. So we have learned the basis now. So for people that are interested in maybe transiting this skill, to be able to write, maybe making money from this skill, that will be the focus of our training this morning. I know for some people here, the essence of the training for them was to learn how to write a business plan so that they can maybe develop a business plan for themselves. For other people, they are interested in making money out of this skill. And like Mr. Dayo said, there are things are changing. And one of the things one can do for himself or herself now is to acquire additional skill that can help you to make money. And the skill of writing business plan is one of those skills that it doesn't really need to, if you are working already, they can't affect your work. For example, we have some people, that are independent consultant with us, and they are working. And what we do is that because they have gone through this training with us, and then we have tested them, and we have seen that they are competent. So we work with them. So sometimes we outsource some of our jobs to them, and they are doing it, and it doesn't affect the day-to-day job, the 9 to 10 or 9 to 5 job that they are doing. So it is my hope that at the end of the training, maybe today, that some people will start thinking about to make money from the skill of writing business plan. And like we said, I know there are some people here that already have some years of experience, and they are doing this in some capacity. So it would be a pleasure for you to share your experience, your knowledge, so that other people that are here, they may not really know what to do with the skill, because for some people, they might, after doing the assignment, they don't know what else to do. So you might share your experience with us, so that it might inspire other people and they can start thinking in this direction. So let's go in. I will share my screen. I will share my screen for today. Okay. Okay. All right. So like I said, how to make money from business writing skill, how to make money from writing business plan. That's what we'll be looking at today. And just before I go in there, I would like if somebody, because I think I've been going through the WhatsApp chat. I know that some people, have been in the finance industry, they have been in the consulting industry, and they have some years of experience. They have been doing this thing one way or the other. Is there anything you can share with us? If you have something to say, maybe you can just maybe raise up your hand so that you can see. Hello. Okay. Let me just continue. So, how to make money from writing business plan? Now let's go. These are the outline of the study for today. We are going to be looking at the business plan writing as a service, defining your target market, your marketing strategy, excellent service delivery methodology. Business plan writing as a service. Now, one of the first things we have to I want us to look at mindset. So we have a growth mindset and we have a fixed mindset. And the growth mindset says, is an opportunity to grow. So right now, confronted with it, a lot of people are being, relief of their job, they don't have anything else to do. And everything, the pandemic has, overhauled the economy, and there are so many panics and everything going on. And so for somebody that has a growth mindset, will be thinking that what is happening now is actually an opportunity to grow. But somebody that has a fixed mindset, might think differently. Another person might be that business plan writing is not my thing. I studied this, or this is the nature of my job. So business plan writing is not my thing. But for somebody with a growth mindset and who has opportunity to attend this kind of training, you can be thinking that I can learn to do anything that I want. I can learn to do anything that I want. And that is very essential because, the world is evolving. Things are changing. What we used to know are becoming obsolete. So if you have a fixed mindset, what is going to happen now is that you're going to be left behind. But when you have a growth mindset, you see every opportunity to learn as opportunity to grow. So for people attending this training today, or this 2 days training, I want you to see this opportunity as opportunity for you to grow, to learn a new skill that can make you additional income. A growth mindset sees challenges. Challenges help me to grow. My effort and attitude determines my ability. And finally, somebody with a growth mindset says, I like to try new things. But it's different with somebody with a fixed mindset. I stick with what I know. This is the kind of business that I do. This is the kind of job. This is the nature of my job. Consulting is not my thing. Business plan writing is not my thing. I was just here to learn how to write a business plan for myself. And so I've learned that, and that's all. That is a fixed mindset. But it's not bad, but it's just not too good because, like I said, the world is changing. So I want us to, why I brought this up is so that we'll open our mind will be open. So that what we'll be discussing today, you will not just be feeling that it's not really something you are interested in. I want you to open your mind. It might end up being what you might change your life if you open your mind. It might end up being, what can revolutionize everything for you. So I want us to open our mind to today's class and then see what we can get from it. So somebody's saying, does it mean that my hand is not seen when I raise my hand? Okay. This is not the right icon for raising up hand. Don't worry. By question and answer session, you will see the sample and do your contribution. Okay, so I was trying to ask for contribution that time, but I didn't see any hand raised. So that was why I had to continue. So let's continue. So I'm saying that we should open our mind. For some people, they have had experience, they have had some layers of experience in working in finance and doing consulting. For others, you are into different kind of businesses. For some people, they've not had any experience in this, business at all. You have been doing you're a civil servant, or you've been working maybe in the private sector, and the first time you're thinking about business is just because of this COVID, and then you are privileged to attend this training. What essentially you need to do this morning is that just open your mind and see what we are even if you never really considered it before. Start thinking in the direction of what we are going to be sharing today, and trust me, you're going to gain value. And at the end of the day, if you have a growth mindset, you can explore what we are going to be talking about today. So let's look at business plan writing service. I said here that most of or very many business consulting company started from writing business plan, visibility reports, and market research. Very many of them. And most of them, what they still do till today is essentially writing visibility studies, visibility reports or studies, and carrying out market research. Sometimes it is based on the market research and the visibility report that they advise their clients. So this skill that you are learning today is what most of the big consulting company, apart from the finance, the auditing aspect of them, with the consulting aspect of their business, is all about carrying out a visibility study for their clients, carrying out a market research. Based on that, they are able to advise their clients. So an example of that is our company, Adetiloye Business Hub. Like Dayo introduced it to us yesterday, it all started from writing business plan. And from there, we evolved into so many other things that we are doing today. But it started from just putting the blog out there and helping people to write business plan. And people that now wanted to start business now wanted to get business advice. From the process, they needed business plan, and it started on going. We have a consulting company we call VIP Consulting. I don't know how many of us know Fela Durotoye, the former presidential aspirant. I will talk about him in the course of this training. His consulting company started from writing business plan. In fact, the first thing he did when he finally said, okay, business consulting is what I want to do, was to write business plan. But he evolved from there. He went into management consulting, he went into training. So I'm laying this foundation because if you focus on this business plan writing, or generally maybe writing business plan, visibility study, and market research, if you focus on it, you can start your own consulting company from here. And the basic services you render for, as a business plan writer is you help individuals and companies, individuals that want to start businesses, individuals that want to expand their existing businesses. You can help big companies, that want to expand their operation, or maybe they want to start a new line of business. They develop business plans. And you can help people that businesses that want to, yesterday we discussed about business proposals. They want to send proposals to a particular company, you want to get for a contract. You can help them to write a business proposal for that, because some of those businesses, writing is not their own thing. Maybe what they do, they know what they do, but writing is not one of the things they do. So when it comes to maybe somebody need a proposal from them, they're always looking out for somebody they can outsource that to. So if you position yourself very well, you can be writing business proposal for individuals, for companies, and you can also be developing visibility reports. So somebody wants to, we discussed yesterday, maybe somebody wants to start a project somewhere, and does not really know what it would take, or whether the location for the project is going to be visible, or whether it's okay for what he wants to do. So the person is somebody, and then the person knows that he needs a visibility report, but can't go out there and do it for himself or herself. The person will always want to outsource it. And if you position yourself rightly, you can do this. For example, we have people who are abroad, because our client is not just in Nigeria alone. We have people calling us from US, from UK, from Canada, from Russia, Nigerians basically, who wants to see whether they can explore a particular business interest in Nigeria. But because they are not here, they are looking for somebody that is here that can help them to do it. So if you have such connections, you have your siblings, you have your relations, you have people abroad that you know, and you position yourself that you can write business plans, you can develop visibility reports, you can write business proposals. It will amaze you that those guys abroad will start calling you. Can you develop a business plan for me for this? Can you carry a visibility study for me for this? Because they feel like you are here and you understand the market and you understand the condition here. So you are better positioned to develop a business plan for them than they themselves there. And oftentimes they don't want to contract the job to big consulting companies because they know they will be charged so much. For example, they know that if they want to write a business plan from a very big consulting company, it might go run into millions of naira. So they just feel like they are looking for somebody that can do something very, is something very good for them, standard, but will still charge them very low. So if you position yourself and if they know that you can do it excellently, they will outsource this to you. So the basic service, you can render with your business plan writing skill is you can be writing business plans, like we discussed yesterday. You can evolve to writing business proposals. You can also extend that skill to writing visibility studies for grants. There are people that want to get grants for their businesses. They can't write business plans. They can't write, you can't develop a visibility report. And they are always looking out for people that can do this for them. I'm telling you this because this is what we do. We know how many people call us in a day, how many calls we receive in a day that people want to write a business plan for grants. And then people want to write business plan for loans. There are, different loans, credit facilities coming up this time. And a lot of people want to access these credit facilities. And one of the requirements for you to be issued loan, for you to be given that loan, is that you need a business plan. And some of these people, they don't have this skill. And you can imagine from what we have discussed, writing business plan is not just something that is so easy. It's a high level intellectual work. So for somebody who have not had the experience, sitting down to coordinate, organize this or thought together, to write a compelling business plan will be very difficult. So they're always interested in outsourcing these things. And then some of them do not have big money to pay. And they are looking for somebody that can be considerate in the charges. And if an individual like you can position yourself to do this, I tell you that, you'll be surprised how much money you can make from this. And I'm telling you because I know. So, like I said, open your mind, learn the skill, apply it to yourself first of all, and then you can then extend it to helping people. And that's the way to go. And before you know it, you start writing for, maybe it could be, you start very small, right, for this business, and then from referrals to referrals, and then you start looking for, maybe you need the people that you start working with so many people and they want to visit you. Before you know, you want to create an office, you want to create an email, you want to create a business card, because people want to come and see you, people want to come and have discussion with you, the person you want to write a business plan for wants to see you. So these things, this is how these things accumulate. into people starting a consulting company. Just like I said, they just started from writing business plan, but they turned into a company eventually. So I want us to think in this direction, if at all we're not thinking. So is everybody hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So let's move on. So one of the things to do, if you want to monetize this skill of writing business plan, is to define your target market. Remember, it's one of the things that we talked about in developing business plan, that you have to define your target market. There are different people in the market. There are different people that need business plan services. Who are your major targets? You have to define them. For us, we are targeting startups. So you can see here, I list the list of targets market you can target. You can target students. So there are students, maybe they just graduated from school, and maybe especially those ones that finish NYSC core members particularly, and then they want to access the Bank of Industry loan that is made available to core members, and then they need this business plan, and they don't know how to write it. You can target them. Then you also have people that do MBAs. There are several universities doing business administration, and they often have these projects to develop business plan. Your target might be those people. And I'm saying because I know that they are existing. We have people that are doing business administration that we have developed business plan for them for their projects. Even from Lagos Business School, from different business schools in Nigeria and in different universities, we have been doing this thing. So the market exists, but it depends on who you are targeting. Our own target, like I said, okay, so we also have startups, and then we have established company looking for expansions, for expansion. So they want to expand, or they want to diversify their business interests into something else. And they are looking for people to write business plan for them. So if you position yourself and they know that you can do this thing, they would definitely give it to you to do. So, and we have retired people. So retirement business plan. So, but what we essentially mean is that there is a class of people, they are about to retire from business, from their work. Maybe they have 2 to 3 years to retire, and they want to go into business after retirement. Your target might be those people. And for some of the people in this training who have worked previously, you can position because you have worked and then you have retired. If you go into this service, those people retiring will trust you because they know that you've had the experience they had, and now you are doing this. So they will trust your judgment. So you can target retired people or people that are about to retire and they want to go into business. Is also a market. So depending on what appeals to you, the people you can work well with. There are people that I know, they work with core members. So they go into the camp when they are on, during trainings, during orientation camp, and discuss with them, get to write their business plan, maybe for a very small fee sometimes, or because they get it in large numbers so they can subsidize the amount. So it depends on the market you want to target. And you remember that we discussed yesterday, your target market determines your brand positioning. So if you are targeting, imagine you are targeting established companies, you will not position yourself the same way like somebody that is targeting students. It definitely it's not going to work that way. It will not work that way. Somebody targeting established companies, you want companies that are running, already, worth billions of naira to look in your direction, to do a business plan for them. You are definitely not going to position yourself the same way like somebody that is targeting students, core members, and you are not definitely going to position yourself like somebody targeting the retired, maybe people are about to retire or already retired and want to go into business. So your brand positioning depends on your target market. And that's why I say you need to define your target market. The definition of your target market helps you to be able to position yourself for your target market, to see you, to know that you are existing, and to believe that you are competent enough to do what they want. So we'll move from target market and look at the 7 P's of marketing. In the outline, we talked about business plan and service, defining your target market, and then your marketing strategy. So we are looking at marketing now, and we're looking at the 7 P's of marketing. The 7 P's of marketing is the way, of approaching marketing. And so we are looking at, the first P is your product. And in this case, your product is business plan. That is essentially your product in this case. You have to package it, let people understand that this is what you do. There are different consulting companies that are not involved into, their major service or product is not writing business plan. Some of them do auditing. Some of them do, yes, they are in maybe tax consulting, or some consulting company are into training, basically. And yeah, some of them are into human resource, services, but your own is business plan. So you need to project that very well. An example, if you visit our website, if you've been to our website, or maybe have seen any of our products, you will know definitely that what we do, our major service or major product is business plan. So it is not confusing. And the next thing is, the next P is your pricing. So in marketing, you have to set your pricing very well, such that the people that you want to market to will know whether they can afford your service or not. So if you have done business with us, you will know that we have a business plan template that anybody can just get. Before, it used to be for 20,000. We gave some discounts. It's now 10,000 naira. So that information is there. If you go to our, our store, online store, you will see the business plan that we have, and we have stated the amount there. Previously 20, but now this. So that helps somebody that wants to buy or wants to get the already existing one to know that this is the amount that I'm going to be paying for this. And for somebody that wants to do a customized one, we have our target, we have our all right. So like I said, we have the different pricing that we, set for this. So for people that want to do a customized one, we have price ranging from, for us, our baseline is 100 up to, depending on the scope of the work, to 10 million naira. So we define this pricing because we want the people that want to subscribe to our service to know the quality of what we are rendering to them, and to know whether they can afford it quite on time. And then you define, okay, so your people, who are the people that are going to deliver this service? We have independent consultants working with us. We have full-time consultants, in our company. So for you that is starting out, your major person is you. The major person is you. And then if the work starts getting overwhelming, that means you are getting different, contracts, you can then start seeing whether you can outsource it. But the major person here, for example, now is you. And promotion, the next P is promotion. How do you gain visibility? How do you make people to know that you are existing? That, for example, after this training, how do somebody know that you now know how to write business plan? How do people in your contacts know that, okay, Patrick now know how to write business plan, or maybe Oluwakemi now know how to write business plan? How do they get to know that? It is by the way you create visibility for yourself. So I have for example, I have this lady, her name is Joyce. So she's Joyce, okay, had contacted us to do, to help her to draft an application for grants. We did it. I think she secured the money. But after that, she started, because she was on our WhatsApp, she see what we do and then visit our website. She had not done any training on business plan writing. But what she did was that she approached me in a WhatsApp and told me that, she wants to go into, business consulting. But what she wants to do is that she will be updating on her status, on her WhatsApp status. If you need a business plan, if you need a visibility study, contact me. If you need to register your business, I'm available. And then when she gets any of those jobs, okay, when somebody contacts her for any of those jobs, she will come and ask me, how much do you charge for doing this? And I will tell her, and then she will now go and charge how much she wants to charge and send the job for us for the amount we stated, and then she make her money. The reason I'm even bringing this is that this person I'm talking about now does not even have this skill of writing business plan. The person has not done any training, and the person told me, I don't know how to do this thing, but I have people in my contacts that I can, they can trust me if I put this out there. So I want to work with them. So this is the way to create visibility for yourself. Another way, we are going to be looking at it more, as we go into the study, we are going to be looking at it more. You can maybe use if, for example, we have our website. If you type business plan for anything online, you are definitely going to see our website come up. And so why wouldn't you want to do business with us? Because we have people, I was looking for a business plan on this and I saw so these are the way you create visibility for yourself. So if you don't have a website, you have a social media handle, you have so many things, so many resources, you even have people, contact, you talk to them. And then the next P is the process. What process do you use to, what is the process of, developing your product? The process is basically research that you do. Like we said yesterday, writing business plan require a whole lot of research. And somebody mentioned this morning, you need to do a whole lot of research to be able to write a good business plan. Except you have been in the field is what you do. So the next thing might just be putting your thoughts together. But writing a business plan, as a service, doing this thing as a service, you would need doing a whole lot of research. So the process of delivering your products, is what we are considering here. And sometimes in communicating your brand, you need to let your people understand your process. So sometimes when we're writing our proposal, we let people know, what we are going to do, for them, how we are going to do it. So, and then another person, your process might be outsourcing. You can outsource the process of writing the business plan to, like the lady that we talked to us here. When she gets the job, she sends it out. She does not even know how to write it. to even start from. But when she gets the job, she send it out. So your order might be, your process might be different. But what about the process? The process is just like we discussed in the business plan writing yesterday. Your process is just like your modules of operation, the way you operate your business, the way you deliver your product to your
Hello,
customers,
Richard.
and then the place. Yes, sir.
No, yes, the network is breaking at some point.
Okay.
Maybe you check it again and
Okay, let me just check it.
Yes. So you
Let me check it.
You can go over the process again.
Okay, but is it okay now?
Yes, it's better now. Yes.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes, you can continue now.
Okay. So is my slide still showing?
It's still showing, but you have to project it.
Okay. Just give some second, let me see. Okay. What I'm going to do now. Okay. All right. So is it showing now? Is it showing well now?
No, it has not project. Okay, yes, it's showing now.
Okay. So I said, the process. So we stop at the process. And I said the process is just how do you deliver, your job. So if somebody contacts you for a business plan now, what is the process of delivering that job? The process has to do is something that I've stated in excellent service delivery. The process has to do with what is the timeline for delivering it. For example, we have, for the already written business plan that we have, our processes, immediately we have a store that immediately you pay, you just get it. And then another process is that if you see anyone that you like, maybe on our page, you called, and then you make payment immediately in the next 15 minutes after your payment is confirmed, it will be sent to you. That is our process. And so for somebody that need a business plan urgently and has seen it on our website and maybe templates that he or she likes and wants it, we'll just say, okay, I like this template. Can you send it to us? And then in the next 15 minutes after your payment is confirmed, you have received it. So this is our process. It's different then we have a separate process for if you want a customized business plan. A customized business plan means we have to do we are doing a fresh one for you. So all the process of writing business plan, doing the research, we are doing it, solely for you. So we are not adopting any information from anywhere. No. So we have a different process for that one. We have a time, the payment schedule for that one. Sometimes we do not need our client to pay 100% because most of them meet us online, and to establish trust, we say, okay, you can pay this amount 70% and pay 30% later. And then we can tell you that maybe at the end of 2 weeks, because we usually use 3 weeks, in the end of second week, you'll be able to get what you want. You'll be able to get the business plan. Okay, you'll be able to get the first draft, and the final copy will come at the end of the third week. And this is what you are required to do. This is what you are required to do. So the process of, delivering our products is part of our marketing. There are some people very comfortable with that. They come, you say, am I supposed to pay 100%? You say, no, you can pay 70%. If you want to pay 100%, you can pay 100%. But we want you to feel comfortable, pay 70%, and then pay 30% when the job is completed. And if you pay this, in the next 2 weeks, you will get a first draft, you get a final draft, at the end of the third week. And somebody will be communicating with you in between this time. That is the process. There are people that are very comfortable with that. And if they are not comfortable, they will negotiate. So you have to outline your process very well if you want to really do this business plan as a service. Then the next thing we're looking at is the place. So where do you sell your business? Where do you sell your business? So for us, it's basically online. Even you having to enroll for this training, you met us online. Many people that contact us for a business plan that we do for them, that's always been online. It can be different from other people. There are other people that, go out to, talk to people, visit people, drop proposals with them. And, that's how they do their own. And the way of delivering to, so somebody, for us, if after preparing your business plan, we send it via email to you. There are other people that will package it, send it through courier service or NI Post or any of these delivery company. So that's their own, place. That's their own place. That's where you find them. That's where you do business with them offline, and they deliver to you offline. And then we're talking about your physical environment. Your physical environment. So you need, because then even if you are online, even if all you do is online, you need education that if somebody have to write a letter to you, the person can contact you there. So for some people, that's why I have business ops. So you might not need to really rent an office. You can become a part of a business op. So you rent an office space such that if you have to meet with a client, because you can't avoid it, even for us that our page is online, when somebody really wants to do something big, we have to see the person. If, for example, you want to start a goat farm in Ibadan, or a cassava farm in Ibadan, or you want to start whatever company, I'm just using Ibadan as an example, and you need a visibility study, and we have assessed the project you want to do is worth millions of naira. We cannot complete all that discussion on the phone. Sometimes we might need to visit you, so that we have to visit the site. So how do you create a physical environment such that somebody that wants to see you can come and visit you? So that is where we consider, that's where having an office and then there's nothing wrong in using your house as an office. I was surprised when I was listening to the owner of Philips Consulting. He said that his consulting company started in his room. And for most companies, like I mentioned, including the Philadelphia we are talking about, his house was his office. I will share his story that he shared online, with us here. So what am I saying now? Do not allow this to be your limitation. I don't have money to rent office, and so I can't start. Even for us, we started from an apartment, So you need this physical environment, but let none of these things be your limitation. Because like I said, there are things that, you can improvise. If you don't have a physical office, you can share. I mentioned business hub, and apart from business hub, you can share an office with somebody and pay a little part of the rent, just to create that physical environment that in a condition or in situation that your client needs to see you, can visit you there. So that is for 7 P's of marketing. I've taken time to go through them because they serve as a framework for consulting company. It's not just, but it's for other company too, but by the time you look at this framework, this 7 P's of marketing, and you are able to think critically through them and, you know, frame your own business using these underlying, you know, principles of product, defining your product, your price, the people, and then your promotion strategy, the process, the place, and then the physical environment. By the time you do this, you will just discover that you have started a company and then you are making your money. So let's look at, so we talk about offline marketing. So another way, so we are still exploring marketing. So another way is you reaching out to people. So for some people, you belong to associations. You belong to, you know, different associations. You belong to different groups. So how do you market? You know, it is by reaching out to the people physically, because some people are not too good with online. But I tell you, if, like I said, you need to evolve. If you are not too good with the online of a thing, you need to start learning it, because gradually, everything is moving online. For example, this training we are doing now, like last year, we used to do it physically in Lagos, in somewhere in Lagos, in Ikeja. But now we have transitioned into online. So for a business, you need to be 100% online and 100% offline if you really want to make money from it. So then another aspect of offline marketing is you can offer free services. So if you see somebody that you know, for example, because for people to be able to trust you, you would have done 1 or 2 business plans for people. That's the truth. So if for you now, for example, business plan wasn't the thing that you used to do, and it's this training that has brought you to business plan, for you to begin to convince people to be interested in doing business plan with you, they need to see what you have done. And how do you convince them that you have done something? So you might need to offer free service. Free. Or it might not necessarily be completely free, but maybe you offer it for a lower amount. Because, for example, you cannot, at this level, do business plan at the same cost that we would do. That's the truth, because we have done several business plans for several companies, for several individuals, that we don't even need to convince you so much that we can do it. You just know. Sometimes you've heard about us. Most of the call we receive, we are not the one reaching out to them. We have put out our, you know, our marketing there. We have created a visibility for ourselves. They are the one that have been convinced that this guy can do this thing, and they call us and say, okay, can you do this business plan for me? So you need to also to freelance. So freelancing is, you know, you do not have maybe it's just like putting yourself out there, doing services for people. Maybe you don't, even if they don't see you as a company, you just do it as an individual. That's what freelancing is basically about. As an individual, you do business plan for people. Somebody, maybe you put yourself out there on the internet. Maybe you develop, help people to develop a proposal. And we have something about this. So, but we'll talk about it when we are talking about the online freelancing, because you can actually do freelancing offline. You can just approach people. You say, this is what I do. Let me do it for you, and all of that. And another offline marketing strategy might be from referrals. People refer people to you based on what you have done, not necessarily online. People just say, I know about this person. I've seen what she has done. So referrals can be a way. And then affiliate marketing with Adetiloye Business Hub. So we have a platform that we've launched, Ogadigit, that we put some of our business plan there, already written ones. So if you affiliate with us, what you can do is that you can market those products and be earning your commission. So for example, we have a business plan, different business plans. If you will share, maybe Mr. Dayo will share the website with all of you. By the time maybe somebody need a business plan and you cannot develop it, or you cannot work on it, you refer the person through your referral link, and the person download the business plan. We'll pay you part of the money, and then part of the money goes to people, because the business plan there is not just our own, it's uploaded by, there are other people that have their business plan, place it there, including our own. So we'll pay part to the owner of the business plan and part to the person that refer. So it could be another way. So you might not bother yourself about really writing the business plan. And it's exactly what the person that I talked about did. She was just an affiliate, only that the kind of affiliate that she did with us, we did not really have a kind of consensus on how much we are going to charge. So what she does is that she will charge a particular amount, or she will ask us how much we will charge. So for example, maybe she wants a business plan, I will tell her that, okay, the business plan is maybe 100,000 naira or 50 or thereabouts. Then she will go and add her own and charge the person, and then give it to us to prepare. And we'll prepare it at an amount that we agree with her. So we do not care. We don't know how much to charge our own clients. All we are interested is the amount that we told her that we can do it for. So it's just another way of affiliating and making money from your business plan writing skill. So we talk about online marketing. So online marketing is essentially, how do you put yourself out there for people to see? So you have social media, or I think all of us right now have WhatsApp. That's why you're able to connect on a WhatsApp group. So if you put out on your WhatsApp status that if you have need for a business plan or a visibility study or a business proposal, I am at your service. Very simple message like that. It will surprise you how many people will start asking you how much, or do you do this, or do you do that? So it's a great way of marketing, social media. So you have websites. So you can create a website. You use the name that you want to use. And then you put it there that this is the kind of service that you offer, that you help people to write business plan for your business plan need and for visibility study. Check out this. And you can even be putting samples there. So you have blog. You can develop a blog almost similar to a website. Maybe only that you are updating it, putting different information there for people to see. What you are doing with this, with these mediums or this media, is that you want to create visibility for yourself. So if you have a website, you can simply tell somebody, you can share your website with somebody and say, visit my website. And the person visits the website and say that this is what you do. And the day that person has need for that service, trust me, it's you the person will contact. So we have creating content. So we have beyond WhatsApp, we have your Facebook, and then you have so many friends on the Facebook account. You might not know who on your Facebook account needs to develop a business plan. You might not know who wants a business proposal, and they don't know that you know how to do it. And they will not know until you say that you know how to do it. That's the truth. They will not know that you know how to do it until you say that you know how to do it. So how do you now say that you know how to do it? Is by updating, content in the aspect of business or business plan. You might not come and just, maybe for example, maybe once you can say, for your business plan needs on your proposals and feasibility study, contact us or contact me. But it doesn't just stop there. In order for them to trust that this is what you can do, you need to be updating, uploading content every day. content in the direction of business development. So you can talk about today, how do you segment your market? You write an article on market segmentation and they read it. And so what you are doing there is that you are building authority. So they are beginning to trust you. So really, this person understands this thing. And tomorrow you upload content on how to define your target market. And so they say, wow, so this person understands business like this. We thought this person was this alone. And so when they have need for business plan, trust me, it's you that they will want to contact. And we have email marketing. You can create an email list and be sending content. So we have an email list that we just be sharing content with our customers. And then once in a while, we ask them, do you need a business plan? Is there a business interest that you want to go into? You have and you want to go, you explore, we can help you. And with this, they will say, okay, I want to go into this. I need a business plan. So these are the different mediums of marketing. So we have, TV, but all of those ones is when you have room. So when you're a fully established business consulting company, you can do a banner, you can, do TV or billboards, but at this level, we want you to use your social media and your social capital. What do I call social capital? The people you know already, the people that your association that you belong to. There are people that in that association, they need business plan. There are people in that unit, in that church, in anywhere that need business plan. So we want you to start with what you have and then scale up to what you should be. So we have stated here, it's just an elaboration of what we have discussed. So you have to be putting out free content, do a joint venture with affiliate or affiliate marketing, promote your service through Facebook ads, adverts, WhatsApp status or groups. Become a guru, so you share content on your Instagram, on your website, on your YouTube. And so another thing is you create an account. So this is a create account with Upwork and Fiverr. These two websites are where you can get freelance work to do. So when you create an account there, I think Mr. Dayo will share, we have a separate class for this Upwork and Fiverr. We have a separate, because it is a whole lot of thing on its own. On Upwork and Fiverr, what people do there is that they create an account there. They create a profile, just the way you create profile on Facebook. They show what they can do. And then people come there essentially to search for people that can do certain stuff for them. So if you create an account with Upwork or Fiverr, you create an account that you can do business plan. And you can be putting the title of business plan you can do. And with that, when somebody come there, I need a business plan writer, and just type the business plan writer and search, you come up. The person contacts you. And so, and you get the work done, and you get your payment. This platform ensures that your payment is seamless. Like, you can't work and the person will run away with your money. No. The platform collects the money on your behalf and keep. Then when you have completed the work and your customer is satisfied, the company delivers the money to you. It's an amazing thing. So many people are making millions out of these platforms. So I think Mr. Dayo will share, the audio of a previous training we have on this with you guys. It is amazing. And like I said, if we open our mind to these things, trust me, this can become a whole lot of business. And I will not lie to you, you can make a living out of this, business plan writing. I am not joking, I am telling you the truth. If you focus on it, if you are willing to work, it can surprise you, because every day people need business plan. People need visibility study. People are trying to go into one business or the other. People are trying to source funding, and they cannot go through the stress and the rigor of developing a business plan. For you that have come on this training, you see that business plan is not just something you just jump on, and then you just prepare. And that's why we charge how much we charge sometimes. And people will just feel like there are some people that will come to us and say, I know how to prepare. I have the idea in my head. I know everything. It's just to put it. I've jotted down some certain things just for you to, I will share it with you. You just put it together. No, it's not as simple as that. So because they know it's not as simple as that, that's why you're looking out for somebody. And there are people looking out for people every day. And some of them cannot afford to pay the big brands. So they're looking for individuals. So if you position yourself, because business is about positioning. There are people that have this skill, but they have not positioned themselves well, and they are not making any money. I think Mr. Dayo said that. There are people, they have this skill, they can do this, they can write business plan, but they are not making money from it. The reason is because they are not, they have not positioned themselves right. They are not visible. People do not know that this is the thing that they can do. So by the time you position yourself, I'm just seeing some messages now. I don't know whether it came in before now. What's the time now? That the line is seriously breaking. Okay, it's a long time ago. So there are people that know how to write a business plan, and they don't position themselves. So people don't know that they can do this thing. And because people don't know that they can do it, they will tell you, it's a business plan, I know how to write business plan. I leave that thing. I am not making any money from it. There are people that don't even know how to write. They position themselves. So you see me using the word positioning often is because it's the way you position yourself that you'll be perceived. And the way you are perceived is the way you'll be valued. So people are placing value. So people are looking at you. So sometimes somebody's saying the line is still breaking. Sir, can you confirm that the line is still breaking?
I think it's his own network.
Okay.
His own network can cause that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, like I said, it's the way you position yourself. And because business plan writing is essentially a service. It's not a physical product that you display, so to say. So, because it's a service, what you display is your competence. And then your competence, how do the people get to know that you're competent? Is either based on the content you have shared? Is that based on what you have done for somebody before? Is that based on, their discussion with you? So these different means of, marketing is just how we are trying to see how you can communicate, your value. So we say share content on websites, on your YouTube channel, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp status, because that is how people get to know that you know this thing first of all. Because what is it doesn't make sense. You know how to write business plan. Check your browsing network. Okay, it's not for me. So you know how to write business plan and people do not know. It doesn't make any sense. So I want us, after this training, even starting from today, just do a test run. Just do a test run. So put on your WhatsApp status that if you have need of business plan, visibility studies, contact me. You can get it done. You can get a standard business plan at an affordable rate. If you want to try what I'm saying, just try it today. Just do it, and then share your experience with us on the WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp group that we have. You will see that there are people on your WhatsApp group or your WhatsApp account that have need for these business plans, but they do not even know that you know how to write it, or they don't even know who to contact because, like I tell you the truth, they are afraid of approaching big brands, companies. Some of them are even afraid to approach us. It's only the one that we have, the existing one that we have, that they are interested in that one. So they get that one and edit it to meet their own need. So I want us to explore this option and see, because we need to start making money. The economy, like we said, is going, you can no longer trust your job for some of you working. And for some of you are already having business, business are just, not doing well right now. And it's not going away anytime soon. So, creating multiple streams of income for yourself is very essential at this time. So even if you have a job that you're doing, or you have a business that's what you do essentially now, if you can add this business plan writing, service, it will be an additional stream of income for you. And you don't necessarily need to be the one writing it. You can outsource. For example, I don't know whether it's okay to share, but from the last training that we had, we have somebody that's, the person affiliated with us and use our name. You use our name to get a business plan writing job, write it and just say, okay, send us a commission. So for the person, he got all the money, just send us a particular percentage of it. But he used our name. So he said, is affiliated to that Adetiloye business hub. And the person, he referred the person to our website, and the person see what we do. And so the person trusts what we do and give the job to him. He contact us that he has done this, because in case the person now come directly to us, so that we will know. He contacted us that he is doing this with our name, and so he has gotten the job. He sent it to us. He did it, send it to us. We evaluated the quality of what he has done, because we are also very interested in our reputation. We do not have we have never had any issue with our clients. What we do is always serve our client right. So if somebody is affiliating with us, we ensure that person deliver quality too. So we check what the person has done. It was okay. And the person send it to the clients. So it's also another way of doing it. You don't need to put any limit. What I'm trying to break with what I'm saying now is that I want to break every limitation. Whatever you think is, I do not have this, that I can't do this. I want you to remove every limitation. If you do not have a computer, you can use your phone. If your phone is not compatible enough to do this, you can outsource it outrightly. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's look at the next thing here. Okay. All right. So as we draw close, so we'll be talking about excellent service delivery. So how do you deliver what you want to do such that your customer can refer you, then they can come back to you again? Because for us, for example, we have people coming back. We have done business plan for them. They still come back. Hey, can you do this other one? They still come back. Can you do this other one? So how do you ensure that this happens with you? Because what your clients, okay, one of the things that you have to watch out for is that most of the people coming to you, they are coming for quality. They are coming for quality. And so you have to ensure that you deliver consistent quality. It's not that you do quality work today and the next time, because you are tired, you didn't do quality again. No. Most of them are looking for speed. So they have need now, and then maybe the bank says submit your business plan in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Can you deliver at that speed? That's why we try to. Somebody was, when we during the introduction today, somebody was asking for more time to do the business plan. No matter the time given to you, trust me, I'm saying this from experience. No matter the time given to you, you will never think it's enough for you to do a business plan. You should give it 2 months now. The 2 months will finish, you will not still finish the business plan. I am not, because you always be feeling that there are things. But if you learn how to, discipline yourself to do what you can do at this time, and then improve on it. So what we try to do is that we ensure we reach our timeline 2 weeks, 3 weeks, everything is done. And the thing, that's why we send the first draft, so that the customer see what you have done with the first draft. You say, no, this is not what I'm looking for. Then we ask, what are you looking for? And we make sure we put everything together before the third week. So your customer are looking for speed. So by the time you are able to deliver good quality job at a very good speed, very high speed, so to say, and then they are looking for the cost. So the cost is, the cost of doing the business plan. The cost of doing the business plan, the cost of doing the business plan is what you now have to define now. So like I said, I mentioned the different costs of doing the business plan. You have to make your cost available, affordable by your customers. So I mentioned in the process, I think in the pricing, you mentioned that your different price range. And then based on your target customers, you have to define your costs so that it's something that they can afford. So somebody that is already running away from big brands coming to you, and then you are not charging the person this amount of money, the person will definitely not feel what, you say, instead of doing it with you, let me even go and do it with these people that I'm sure of. So before people run to you, actually, at this level, they want to cut down costs. So, but you need to, that's why I state here, your pricing is very important. In order for you to be able to handle the cost, your pricing is very important. And then the next thing is the efficiency. What is the process? How efficient is the process? Do the customer have to call you every day? Do you have to speak to the person every day in order to get information, or do you just get information once and then you go? So I list out things here. How do you ensure you deliver excellent service? So one of the first things here is your pricing. By the time you mention the cost of doing your business plan, the price, and the person cannot afford, they will just run away from you. So all that discussion is just will not even come. So they tell you, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. How much do you charge? Immediately your price is what they cannot afford. They will run away. So how flexible can you be with your price? One thing you must not do is that don't put your price, at a point that you don't feel, because it's a service, you might not be buying so many raw materials apart from the data that you are buying, and maybe maybe fueling, or maybe you pay for electricity. Every other thing comes from you. And so there is a tendency that you would think that, okay, I'm not spending money on anything, but your pricing should depend on you have to evaluate the work that the person wants to do. So if somebody wants to do something that you do a lot of research to be able to get information to do it, you need to price that person so that the person will understand the value of what he wants to get. And then the timeline, so the time frame. So I've discussed all this, but I just want to go through it the way I've listed it here. The timeline, you should make it, you don't have to be rigid. Somebody saying he's breaking, and somebody saying I can hear him. Okay, so I think it's from your own network, Amara. So I think it's from your own network, because I think others. But if you can hear me, just say you can hear me, because we are drawing to the end. Just type in the in the chat, in the group, if you can hear me. Okay, so if you are following what I'm saying, just say I'm following. Okay, so I'm looking at the group. Okay. Okay, Amara, so I don't know, maybe you can go off and come in again. You can just go off and come in again so that you can join us. Maybe just probably your network, but if it's better off now, it's okay. So the timeline that you give to your customer, you don't have to give a timeline that you know you cannot deliver just because you want to get the job. it can can be counterproductive. So there are some jobs that, even like I said, we use 2 to 3 weeks to do. There are some that we use 2 months to 3 months. So we tell the client, in order to be able to, for us to be able to do this for you, we'll need at least 2 to 3 months. And it's because oftentimes this is for visibility studies, not really business plans. Because the visibility study might require us to pay a physical visit to the location and gather information, physical information, through questioning, through interview, and all of that. So for that kind of service, you cannot just say, mention a timeline to, appeal to your client. No, when you know you cannot deliver. Because where you have challenge is, you say you can deliver something in 2 weeks, and at the end of 2 weeks, you cannot deliver. That is poor service. Because the person has already trusted you that you will deliver within 2 weeks, and at the end of the 2 weeks, you can't do it. So it's something that you must avoid from the beginning. It affects how people perceive you. So people are able to work with us because when we give you a time and we agree on that time, we are definitely going to deliver on that time. Except there is any need for extension, and we'll communicate that to you on time. We'll let you know based on this thing that we need to add. And that usually come after the first draft. Maybe you have seen it and you say, no, I need this additional information. I need this. We'll now let you know that based on this thing that you need us to add to this business plan or to this visibility study, we'll need additional time. And then it might not be so we have to come to that agreement, because we understand that you may be having deadline to meet and all of that. So we do not want you to fail to meet your deadline, because by the time, for example, you have the business plan to submit for a particular purpose, or the client needs it to submit for a particular purpose, and the time came, you could not deliver. The purpose is defeated. The person, would have lost some opportunity, or lose money, or maybe lost opportunity or something like that, and you don't want to be responsible for that. And then the next thing will now be your customer service. What I'm listing are elements of excellent service delivery. How do you talk to your clients? So sometimes people can come to you and you say you can do this thing, and they start again, and they are coming up with ridiculous price. Imagine you evaluated the work you want to do for the person, and you tell the person it's 300,000 naira. The person say, "Oh, it's too much. I thought it's 30,000." Imagine from 300,000 to 30,000, 10% of what you have measured. So how do you continue to, communicate to this person to show that you are pissed off? Because, it can be pissing, it can be annoying that somebody will come and then talk about something that is worth hundreds of thousands, and then the person is asking you, is now pricing you and that amount. Can be annoying sometimes. So you try to see how to avoid that. So the way you relate with your customers also, determine whether they will refer people to you. So if somebody that wants to do a business plan with you, discuss with you, and then how do you relate with the person such that the person can, refer another person to you? So these are what we are considering in a, customer, relationship or services. So the way you answer their call, do you busy their call without, telling them to call you back or sending them a message? How do you relate? So these things really affect and then also maybe you've started working with them and then they call you to ask you how far, and then they didn't get to hear from you. This could be disturbing, and it can affect the way they perceive you. And then collaboration. So if you take this as a business, like write business plans, and you take it as a service that you want to render, and then you take it as a business. There are some businesses that people want a business plan on, you cannot do it by yourself. So that's where, either outsourcing or collaboration comes in. So you might need to collaborate with another person that you know, or sometimes somebody is asking Mr. Folashade, is asking what are the factors to consider and put price in order to arrive at the cost of doing a business plan for a client. So I'll answer that question, but let me just conclude, because after this slide, I think we'll looking at, I'll just discuss one or two things, and then we're looking at questions. So somebody is also asking, is there a price, is there a chart to guide? Okay. So I'll discuss about pricing because it's very important. So I was at the collaboration outsourcing, and I said, so if you have, in the cost of doing this, there are businesses that you may not know what to do. The person tell you, oh, do you know how to do a business plan on marine logistics or marine transportation? And you don't have any idea. So do you just tell the person to go off? No. So what you do is that you just look for somebody within your network that have an idea about this business and see how to collaborate with the person so that you ask questions. So what you do is that you've gotten your basic information from your clients, and in the course of doing this, you need that information. So you collaborate with somebody that you know is in the industry. This is what the person does as a business, and then partner with the person to get the job delivered. At another level, you can completely outsource it. If it's not something that you can do, you can outsource it completely. Then the final thing here on delivering excellent service is your level of research that you do, the amount of work that you put into what you do. I mentioned yesterday when we were talking about writing business plan that is a high level intellectual work, very demanding, highly demanding, and you have to deliver something compelling, something of quality, and then that can serve any purpose, whether the person wants to use it for a bank in Nigeria or wants to use it abroad, or wants to use it anywhere. If you want to deliver something of standard, you need to do a whole lot of research. So you have to have on ground where you can visit to get information. So it doesn't matter the business plan, but the first place, okay, for example, somebody just come, I want a business plan on this. How do you get, apart from the basic information you get from the, how do you get a basic knowledge about the industry? That's what I talk about, research. So you need to have website that you subscribe to. Maybe you are subscribing to their newsletter, you are subscribing to their services, because there are websites that what they do is that they not really they sell. If you subscribe to them, they offer information on different industries or different sectors. You offer statistics of what is going on. So when you subscribe to them, you can be getting these updates every day. Other times you might need to buy. You understand? So these are the elements of excellent service delivery. So that's done. Let's go over to the next slide. Okay, so if you have to do this as a business, one of the things that you will ensure is that you will do this, you have to build an authority, go corporate. And how do you do that? So imagine you have to serve a big company, and then they need, you want to send a proposal to them. What name would you use? What name would you use as the company name? So you need to have your business name registered. Yes, it doesn't cost so much. You register as maybe an enterprise, a sole proprietorship. The reason for this is to build that authority. Imagine that for whose name am I going to use now? Okay, I think I can pronounce this name very well. I don't know. Patrick Ose. So imagine you just you want to submit a proposal, or somebody say, "Can you write a business plan for me?" And then say, "Okay, send me a proposal," or send me what you now write from Patrick Ose, no business name, and then they want to pay, into your personal account. So if it is not somebody that know you personally, that trust will be lost. The person will just be scared. How can I trace this guy? So you wouldn't want that to happen to you. So one of the things that you can do is that if you do not have a registered company name, register it. And the next thing you want to do is that you open an account, a bank account. And I think finally, not really finally, okay, there are some other things here. So if you have a website, very good. But if you can't afford one at the moment, you can use your social media handle, your website, your social media handle, or maybe use your any platform that you are on, as simple as WhatsApp that I didn't mention. You can use this platform to promote your service. And if you can write a book, excellent, very excellent. So it helps you, they perceive you as an authority. Then if you do videos, that you are doing illustrations, so this add up, to building yourself as somebody that people can work with. And okay, this is just an example of a loan that during the time of that, when the heat of COVID was very hot, the central bank instituted this credit facility to help people that are affected by COVID, to especially businesses, to be able to apply for some credit facility, maybe ranging from I think 1 million to 5 million or thereabouts. So, and at that level, they needed business plans, and so people needed people that can write business plan for them. And I think it's still on. I think or if you had closed recently, these are. And then we have another one, the central bank loan, that they needed people to, okay, the AG something loan, agri and then other industries, they just started up there. So that they are giving up to 5 million naira or thereabout to businesses. And people have been calling actually to apply. And these are different facilities that one of the requirements is a business plan. And then people are interested, but they cannot write a business plan. And there are grants that used to come up from time to time. We have the Melu grants. We have other international grants. We have a grant from Jack Ma Foundation, just closed recently. We have so many of them, global ones, local ones, very many, but they come up time to time. They are not always very steady, but they come up time to time. And when they come up like that, people are willing to, grab this opportunity. But the essential requirement, it has always been a business plan. So these are the people that you can service. And then, so one of the things we now, okay, so this is just an advice for everyone, start small, think big, and grow fast. So I told us that I will share, a story with us. And okay, it's about, one of the guys that I mentioned. Okay, I mentioned his name to us. I mentioned his company to us when we just started. Okay, I mentioned Adetiloye, when we started. I told us that he shared the story actually on his Instagram handle, how he started. So he started his consulting company, VIP Consulting, that grew to be one of the biggest, management consulting company in Nigeria. He started it from just simply writing a business plan for somebody. And I think he stated it, he didn't, he knew how to write, but it wasn't just, he feel like he never really had enough. He didn't have, he said that time, he didn't have a printer, he didn't even have a computer, but, he can write a business plan. So what did he do? What he did was that he projected himself, like I said, I discussed with us, it's all about brand positioning. He positioned himself as somebody that can write this business plan. And that time, there were not too much of online of a thing. It was just really started up then. That was 2000, year 2000. That's when it started. So social media were not so much then. But maybe through one contact or the other, he discussed with people that they can do this business, he can write business plans and all of that. So he said for the very first client that he wrote for, he had to borrow the client's computer and the printer. And so with that, he gave the person some discounts. And he was able to do it. After doing that, he used part of the money to get a computer. And he moved on to getting a printer. And all of this, he did it in his room. And from there, he moved on, and then he became who he is right now. So part of his story is that he started with what he had. And that was just basically knowledge. He didn't even have physical resources. Like when I say physical resources, for some of you joining the class now, you are using a computer. He didn't even have that, according to his story. I think I even have the story in my computer. Let me just say, I can share it, okay, it's not really here. But let's go. So he started with the knowledge that he had. And you can't tell me after this training that you do not know how to prepare a standard business plan. Or even after the assignment that you've been given. That's enough. Well, let me not say that is enough. That is plenty. You already have plenty. There are people that don't even have it. So you can start with that. And like I said, affiliating, collaboration are some of the things that will help you to do this. I think that really brings us to the end of our, training for today. Then, so it's now time for questions.
All right, thank you, Mr. Richard. If you get any value from this session, just type on the chat group that I got value. It just in one word, just describe this section before we start asking questions. In one word, just type in the group chat, in one word, how is this section? Just type it in the chat. Then we'll begin to give us opportunity to ask questions now.
And then, okay, so I think while other people are responding in the chat group, on the group chat, let me respond to the question from Folashadi. So she was asking, please, what are the factors to consider? What are the factors to consider and put price to in arriving at the cost of doing a business plan for your clients? So the factors to consider really is, I did mention, is so one of the things you consider is the scope of the work that the person wants you to do. So there are people that comes with their own, they come with their own template or formats of how they want their business plan to look like. And I did explain yesterday, no matter the format the person wants, what I explained to you yesterday, constitute the central message of the business plan. So the format might be different, but the central message is the same. So some people come with their own different format. And so you look at that format that, they send to you, that can you prepare a business plan in this format? And then you look at the level of information that you will need to be able to do that. To some of you, some of them will ask you, you want to know the price of each of those equipment. You want to know the size of the equipment we are supposed to use. And when we use this size, how much of this product can we produce? We want to know the different competitors, what the product they produce, the price they sell, and this. So these are elaborate information that you might not just get on the computer like that. That it will require you to go extra, maybe either contacting somebody or, buying a report, because sometimes you need to buy a report to do a business plan. You might need to spend to buy a report. You might need to, buy market report or research, even the research that people in academia have done. Or sometimes it will need you to go out to make, enquiries. So when you consider that these are the things that you will need to do this, you can now pick your price. So first of all, it also depends on the value you placed on yourself. So somebody coming for you to do a business plan,
Okay, we can't hear again. Check your network, Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard, we can't hear again. Okay, he's going to reconnect back. I'm happy that you all got value from this session. Amara said, I got value. Patrick said, tremendous. Kemi said, awesome. Olushi said, fully loaded section. And all that. So, Mr. Richard is back. You can unmute yourself now.
Okay,
great.
Thank you.
So if you want to ask question, raise up your hand. If you have your question type, just drop it on the chat so that it can be faster. We are rounding up now. So if you have questions, you can drop them.
I was trying to answer Folashade question, but I've seen that because I'm just coming in now, I'm not seeing any question in the group chat. So if there's any question that has come in before now, maybe sir, you can read it for me so that I can answer. So, like I said, I was trying to mention, I don't know where you heard me before the thing went off, but I was trying to mention that there are different, so people charge differently for the same business plan. People charge differently for the same business plan. So it depends, first of all, on the value you place on yourself, and then what amount of work you feel that you will do to deliver the business plan. So we cannot transfer our pricing to you. Then we cannot tell you to price or charge people the way we do. No, definitely no. And we cannot define how much you will charge. We cannot also do that. But we are saying that, what do you think, how do you value the work that you want to do for the clients? So if you are delivering something of excellence, it will take you a lot of work to do that. So if I'm doing a business plan and it's going to take me 5 hours to do it, or it's going to take me 3 or 4 days to do it, if I'm doing something else with that same amount of time, how much am I going to be earning from that thing? So if I'm transferring that time to doing a business plan, so how much should I charge? So I know that for example, if we are doing a consulting for 1 hour, the least, depending on what we are discussing, we charge is, 10,000 naira, and it can be 20, sometimes 30. And then I have to do a business plan and then sit down on the computer for 1 hour and I cannot write down anything. So how much am I going to charge on that for that business plan? So the factors, you know, to consider to come out at your price is the first of all, the value you place on your time. And then maybe let me introduce you to a little bit of the economics, the opportunity cost. So what is the cost? What are the things that you forgo to do this? What is the cost? How much would you have gained from this different activity that you have forgone to do this? So sometimes there is a businessman that can come now because of the level of work we already have in hand now. We'll price you higher because we don't have the time to even do it for you. But if you insist and you can pay that amount, or maybe you come up now and you say you need something to be delivered to you in the next 2 days, and because you're already working on something. So if we have to leave every other things to do this thing and finish in the next 2 days, we have to charge you high. And so for what we have charged you 150,000, we can charge you 300,000 or 200 or 350 or 250 or thereabouts. And if you have to pay, we can now say, okay, so we can squeeze our time and see how to do this. So there is no direct, there is no charts, but these are the factors: the value you place on your time, and the cost of the opportunity you've forgone, and the level of research that you think you will do to be able to get information, enough information to do the business plan. And then finally, is my network clear?
Yes, your network is clear. Go ahead.
Okay. And so then the final thing might now be, you know, the time that person is to do what they want to do. So by the time you consider these factors, so for us, if you give us a very longer timeline, we can see how to give you some discounts, because it allows us to spread our time. So the timeline, the value you place on your time, and then the cost of opportunity for them are the things that you consider. Somebody was saying, how do I register with CAC? My question withdrawn. But CAC,
Okay, let me
can help people.
let me
Okay.
unmute the person so that the person can talk. Mr. Oluwagbemga, you have the floor now. Just ask your question or contribution. Unmute yourself.
And then, okay, so we can also take contribution. You know, if you have it, like I did say from the beginning of the class, I know there are some people here who have had experience, who have done things, one thing or the other, and you are willing to share with, you know, everyone here. You know, we are listening, so you can share it with us.
Well done, Mr. Richard.
Thank you, sir.
God will continue to strengthen you.
Amen. Thank you.
Now, my own, the question I had, initially I thought how you were talking about how as a consultant or business plan writer, if we can register with CAC, and later realized that it was the company that you are talking about registering with.
Yes, it's a company, registering your company.
Yes,
so
yes.
for example, yes. So for example, if you know that you are serious about this consulting of a thing, what you can do is that you can register a company name and open an account with it. So that when people contact you, they don't just contact you as an individual, because if they see that you send a company account and the account name number, they will not price you like a friend, so to say. So it's just a way of making yourself more corporate and building that authority for yourself.
Okay. My own contribution is this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For us to write a business plan, like we have learned, the background actually has a role to play. And initially, but as time goes on, of course, we can play in any, you know, any sector, like has earlier been said by Mr. Adetiloye. And when I started, it was like, you know, I sat down, I went to a business, and in that business, I was duped by a very close individual. You know, I was left with nothing. And I look at my background and I discovered that as an accountant, I should be able to do something with my experience, and having worked in the bank for some time. So I just realized that business plan is something that people may need. And then I started, you know, telling people about it. Of course, I did not see anybody, you know, coming to say, I want to write business plan, until I had the opportunity to attend a training, you know, that has to do with this. And during that period, I had contact with some people. And that was how I started last year. And since
That's
then,
great.
I've been getting some people to write business plan with me. I always, in fact, everything that you have said, especially yesterday, happened to be part of my experience because I went I went online anyway in order to get some information concerning the research on businesses that I have not participated in before, or I have not even had the experience of dealing with the people that are in it. And doing that, I always meet Dayo, Adetiloye, and that was why I said I want to have contact with this man. I registered and with his help, online, and I usually receive email from Dayo Adetiloye, even though I didn't know him. But when I had this opportunity, I said I must attend this training, and of course, it is value added to me as concerning all that we have been discussing yesterday, and made me to understand that yes, I am on the right track, and what I have been doing, and just need to, keep on pushing. That was why I said the discussion of this morning is an eye opener, because there are things that have been discussed, which I know that, of course, through it and with the collaboration with your organization, I think we get to places in doing this business. And I want to equally, add this. If there can be an opportunity to have a kind of, forum concerning everyone that has participated in this kind of a training, for us to, create a kind of bond in such a way that we can be, like we used to do in the academics, as an alumnus or as an alumni of a particular, school. If we can have that in place too, I think it will go a long way, and it will continue to promote even that you are Adetiloye beyond the issue of, dealing with people. You have your branches in us. And concerning this issue of affiliated marketing, which we have said, and the issue of networking, it will equally help us. I want you to look at it if it has not been in place before. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we'll consider that. I think Mr. Dayo is also hearing at the same time. And then I really want to mention, for example, there are some, just like you mentioned now, there are people that they get to speak with us because, what they are into consulting too, but how did they start? They just saw what we do, and then oftentimes when they have something to do, maybe they want to do a business plan for somebody, they will go to our website because we share a whole lot of information there. If you go to our website, 80% of the information you need to write a 100% business plan, is already there. It's just the financial that is missing. And I'm just telling you this for free. So because you are here, 80% of the information, we just put everything there because we just feel like, okay, if they can take the stress of, getting the information there for themselves, let them just do it. It's just our own way. That is why when people call us that they want to get the complete business plan, we charge them the amount we charge them because we have already given out information there that should help you to do it independently. So even for you that is doing the assignments, if you go to our website and you search the business plan that you really want to work on, you will see that 80% of the information is already there. And there are people that have called us that they use the information on our website to develop the business plan they work for, for other people. So it's a very good resource, and thank you, sir, and it's a pleasure. So for the other suggestion you made, we'll be looking at it. So any other question is already 1 o'clock.
Oluwakemi, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask, in terms of getting information, what are the sources of information? Where can we get those information? You said some might be free and some might have to pay. So how do we go ahead to get this information?
Okay, so for example, like I said, our website is free. First of all, that one is free. And then, we have There is one website, I think, sir, is it Foramifera?
Yes.
Okay, Foramifera, yeah, I think that's it, foramifera.com. So we'll send, Mr. Dayo will type it to the group. You know, you can visit there. So they have, they do reports, they do research and prepare reports for several businesses. So if maybe you are interested in developing a business plan for a particular, you know, sector, you can go there. So they sell their reports. And then we have a website we call profitableventures.com. Well, I think later on when I'm done with the class, I will type, you know, those websites to the WhatsApp group chat. So with, we have profitableventures.com. What they do there is they just put a sample of business plans and then they explain. But for you to have the really, to really get the, for specific industry, because what they do there, they do not analyze industry specifically. But if you want to do industry and market analysis, there is no straight way to go about that, because there are several reports on the internet. So for example, there is a report about in the hospitality industry in Nigeria. Somebody had written the reports, and some of them are on the newspaper reports, and others are articles on websites that they may be people, industry analysts, be analyzing a particular industry. And some information are World Bank. Other, for sometimes when I'm working on agri projects, I go to FAO, and then there are several websites. So it depends on what you are working on, but it also depends on the keywords that you are using. So one of the keywords that you may like to use is if you are working on maybe maybe you want to process, maybe you're looking at, if you're working in the food industry, maybe agro processing, you can, maybe you one of the things you would do is that you can use, if it is agro processing and it's cassava that you're dealing on, the thing that you can do is that maybe you can type maybe cassava, cassava processing in Nigeria, or reports on cassava processing. You are just trying to use keywords that will capture cassava, and then they will capture processing and what else you are looking for. So in order for you to have access to this information, it just depends on how good you are in searching the internet. But the basic website, that's the ones that I say I will mention, I will put in the WhatsApp groups, are the ones that helps you to, know how to articulate your business idea. Like our own website is there. We have the Profitable Ventures that I mentioned. We have bplans.com and a host of others that, we'll list out in the group. It helps you to really articulate your thoughts. But to have those industry knowledge, somebody's asking, please give us websites where we can get reports on different business industry. So I mentioned there is no specific website for that, but we have this, what they call it? I've forgotten their name. Is it Koema or something like that? So what they do there is, let me just check. What they do there is that they give statistics. So they give statistics of what is, trying to search the website. I've forgotten the name of the website. Is it spelled? Okay, let me just copy it. I'll copy that and post in the, I'll copy it and post in the chat now, so everybody can see it now. That website, so they provide statistics, for different things. So if you want to look at, for example, petroleum product consumption in Nigeria, you go to this website, they can tell you. I hope everybody can see the website that I've shared on the group chat now. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, they can see it.
It's visible. So they provide. So what they do is that they provide data. If you visit, you will see it. So they provide data on different things. So if you are looking for a specific industry, you might just decide to go there. Maybe if you are working on energy, you may want to go to. There are different websites, International Energy. Is it agency? You go to their website. You can get information from there. If you are working on agriculture, food and agriculture organization, you go there. So there are no specific website, but it just depends on what you are working on at the time. Just what you are working on at the time and where those information are available. But what do they call it? Business Insider. And then businessinsider.com. And which other one? There is this newspaper in Nigeria that talk about business, or is it Business Daily? That's why I mentioned some of them are newspaper reports that you can get. So depending on the keyword, you can be able to access that. I have another question. In selling a business plan, what other consideration come on board? Since people will always have a unique requirement and company features, such as company description, working capital. In selling a business plan, what other consideration can this person voice out so that I understand what the person is trying to ask?
Okay.
In selling a business plan, what other consideration come on board? Since people always have a unique requirement.
Okay, so you can unmute yourself now.
Maybe just so that I can hear your explanation.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you,
sir. From your presentation, you made mention that you have an online store that people can buy a business plan direct.
Yes, yes.
So I'm wondering how one can prepare a business plan for sale once every businessman has a very unique...
Okay. Now, I think I understand your question. Fine, I get your question. So what happened is that there are people that, for those category of people that say, okay, I know what I want to do. I just need a template to guide me. So we have prepared several business plans. We have about close to 100 of them. That is already like the pure water. Okay, a very good example is like the pure water business plan that was sent to you. And so for somebody that wants to go into pure water production and need a business plan, since the person cannot afford to pay us to develop a customized one, might want to get that one. And now edit that one to meet his own requirements. So we have helped that person to see how to know how to articulate these our thoughts. So the person can get that one and now use it and replace the information there with his own or her own. I hope that is clear now. And then the next question is, the training has been very helpful, but I would appreciate if the slide could be given to us so that we can take time to study for assignment and also to go read it. So the materials will be sent, will be sent to everybody. So please, can I make a single, registration? Can I make a single registration of my business processing? Can I make a single registration of my cassava processing business alongside business plan writing? Okay, so I think you are talking about business registration now. So if you are registering a business, I don't know, that person can equally voice out so that I can understand this question. But I'm just going to answer it the way I understand it now. So if
Caleb, you can unmute yourself now.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, initially I'm venturing into cassava processing plant, so that is what led me here. So, and eventually I saw another opportunity. I'm a young Nigerian graduate. So, can I register my cassava processing plant alongside this business, which is business plan writing? So, with the same registration number with CAC.
So have you registered already?
No.
Now, one of the best things you can do for yourself is that, one of the best things you can do for yourself is that you don't need, if you are registering for a cassava processing, so instead of putting cassava processing will narrow you. So you can put agro processing. Agro processing means that tomorrow now, it might not just be cassava you want to process.
Okay.
You understand? And then you can put consultancy services.
Okay.
As additional description. So you can put agro processing, and then you can add something again, still in line with agriculture, and then you can put and general consulting or consulting services. So that consulting services covers whether somebody needs your advice, whether somebody needs you to write a business plan, it covers. So in your description, it can now be, part of the description of your business can be agro processing, you add another thing, and then consultancy services. It becomes part of your description of your business. But whatever you want, I don't know what the name would be. But if the name already make it look like it's agro something, you know, it might limit you, but it's not really a limitation. One of the things that you do with your business name registration is so that the person knows that he's paying money to a corporate individual and not just any individual. So I hope that's clear.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we'll have to take a break now so that we can prepare for the last session. And I believe so much that we have learned a lot today for this morning session. If you have further questions, drop it on the WhatsApp group. We will definitely continue to answer all your questions through that platform. And then the video for each of the section by tomorrow evening, it will be ready and we'll be able to send to you all the slides by the end of today, towards the evening or tomorrow morning. We'll send you all the slides and all the things that you need to know. So our major goal is for you to have a skill that you can use to make money even during this period. And then for people that are already doing it, all those collaborations, they are open.
Okay.
We just
so somebody
make
made a suggestion there, agro-allied business. So you can register as an Hello?
Yes,
somebody
right.
is sending. Okay, I think somebody was mentioning, I think is Mr. Or someone was making a suggestion in the group chat that you can equally
Agro-allied. Yes, so that somebody can register as an agro-allied. So that's okay. So
I think that suggestion is for Caleb. You can equally register allied business.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
yeah.
I think.
So we are going to end the discussion now. By 2 p.m., we'll come back here again so that we can do the last section. The last section is going to be powerful. Then any other question that you need to ask that we didn't answer you now, by the last section, we'll have enough questions. Then the last section is also, by the end of it, it's also like a ceremony for us. Everybody will be able to talk. You tell us what you are doing, any form of collaboration you want us to do. By this last session, we do everything. So let's go and prepare for the last session. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.